The European Union's top migration official voiced concerns over Hungary's work visa scheme, which extends to citizens from Russia and Belarus. This comes amid a surge of sabotage incidents and espionage allegations across Europe, further complicating EU security dynamics. Hungary expanded its national card program in July, just as it assumed the EU's rotating presidency. The move, which coincided with Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's controversial visit to Moscow for talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin, has sparked criticism from EU leaders. The scheme allows citizens from Russia and Belarus, as well as from Bosnia, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Ukraine, easier access to Europe's Schengen zone for work purposes. Notably, only the latter 6 countries are official candidates for EU membership.
I'm quite surprised that the fact that we also have other security risks in the European Union is not a reason to put a blind eye to this huge security threat that comes from Russia. And in my view, it's a bit strange to actually welcome specifically citizens from Russia and Belarus in a situation where we know that these countries are hostile to the European Union.
Orbán, known for his close ties to Putin, has often resisted EU-wide efforts to support Ukraine or impose sanctions on Moscow. His government has blocked, delayed, or diluted various EU measures, drawing the ire of fellow EU leaders. Belarus, a key Russian ally, has played a pivotal role as a logistical base for Moscow's military operations in Ukraine. Johansson highlighted a series of incidents across Europe linked to Russia since the February 2022 attack on Ukraine.
This is a time for more vigilance, not less. This is not the time to be soft on security, potentially undermining the security of the entire Schengen area, and certainly undermining trust and solidarity in the Schengen area. Because in Schengen, we must keep each other safe.
In early August, Johansson sent a letter to Hungary requesting clarification about the security checks imposed on Russian and Belarusian nationals under the National Card Scheme. At a news conference in Brussels, Hungarian EU Affairs, Minister János Boka attempted to downplay the issue. Boka pointed out that countries such as Germany, Latvia, Poland, and Spain have issued more visas to Russian nationals than Hungary has.
This system is in place since July. In the past 2 months, 10 permits were issued for Russian citizens and 4 permits were issued for Belarusian citizens. This is not an increasing trend, and these numbers are statistically irrelevant.
In defense of Hungary's stance, Boka also insisted that there is no issue when it comes to the national card and called EU member states' concerns a hysteria.
There is no legal and security issue whatsoever when it comes to the national card in the Hungarian legal system. However, there is, in my evaluation, a clear political hysteria which is created by the majority of the European Parliament and certain member states.
Meanwhile, a day earlier, Hungarian Foreign Minister Péter Szijjártó issued a defiant statement, responding to the criticism Hungary often faces for its divergence from the broader EU position.
You know, there's a big hypocrisy here, because whenever Hungary is against any position of most of the European countries, then we are usually called as Russian spies or Trojan horse or propagandist of Kremlin. When a Western European country puts veto to a common European decision, that this is a normal way of operation, you know? So this is very hypocritical, this is pretty much double standards, very Brusselian way of thinking, and we want to overcome all this.
Notably, Szijjártó also talked on the issue of national cards, which he said were engulfed by fake news campaigns carried out against Hungary.
Now, when it comes to the national cards, there has been a fake news campaign carried out against Hungary. A fake news campaign by the Baltic and the Nordic countries. They are lying. The fact is that Hungary has absolutely not eased any kind of procedure based on which third country nationals can enter the territory of Hungary. And you know what is interesting? Please look at the website of the European Union, where the visas issued to citizens of Belarus are being listed. And look at the increase of the number of visas issued to Belarusian citizens by Western European countries, including the biggest ones in the European Union, and look at the number of Hungary. And then you will see immediately that there is a very, very clear fake news campaign against Hungary.
On the question of Borrell, the foreign policy chief of EU, Szijjártó called him someone with a very bad taste.
Last question of yours, what I thought about Mr. Borrell convening foreign ministers and deputy ministers to Brussels instead of Budapest. I think he has a very bad taste.
As Hungary's relationship with its EU partners becomes increasingly strained, the debate over its work visa scheme raises broader questions about the balance between national sovereignty and collective European security. This issue is set to dominate discussions in Brussels in the coming weeks, as EU leaders grapple with the complex geopolitical challenges posed by Russia and its allies. Meanwhile, a question on many people's minds is, where is Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán?